as I eat the exact same things of what I shared every day, then I'm okay. Hello, I am back. I know it's been a while. It's been over 45 days, you guys, since my last video. I just wanted to do a little life with menopause update, but I wanted to also apologize for my absenteeism. Does that sound right? Anyways, so you guys know I'm an Army spouse, so we were supposed to be leaving Washington, and we were thinking we were going somewhere else. So as of March, we found out we were not going anywhere. We are currently in the state of Washington. We love it here in Washington, but I was a little bit shocked because I really thought we were leaving and going somewhere else. And we really had our hopes high for another country, overseas, maybe Germany. But the Army informed us that we are going nowhere. And because my husband, the rank he's at, and because he's considered indefinitely, it's really needs of the Army for him now. And a lot of times we did know that that was a possibility, that later in their careers, they don't always get a choice. It's just where they are needed. So I want to admit I was really kind of shocked and kind of upset. I was definitely disappointed at first because in the Army, what I've learned is after you've been in for a while, you kind of get that itch to go after about 3 years and you're ready to go. So yes, and I really didn't expect. I had heard that it's possible you can stay where you're at, but I never, I didn't expect it at this moment that that was a possibility. So lo and behold, the Army informed my husband that he is on orders, but his orders are literally only going to change a unit, like he's going to go to a different place, a different unit, but he is staying on JBLM and staying in Washington for another 3 years. So again, that was difficult to swallow, but I've accepted it now. It has marinated and I'm okay. But at that time in March, we decided we had grown out of our house. We have our little house. You can find my first place on JBLM because I actually published a video of showing where we moved. And it's funny, that video does very well, but more for people who are literally looking to see that community on post of what the houses look like. But if you want to see, you can see there. I'll put it up here. But so we decided we could transfer maybe. We thought, okay, let's look at this. We are staying here for 3 more years. We have grown out of this house. It was already very small when we first moved in, and now the kids are just getting bigger and the house is getting smaller. So we had just decided, okay, well, let's just give everyone a fresh start since we all thought we were moving, change everyone's kind of perspective and scenery. We decided to move to the other side of Post, which, yes, the Post is humongous, and we also have Air Force on this Post. So it's Air Force and Army, which is why it is so big. And there's literally 2 sides to the Post. There's a Joint Base, Lewis McChord. That's what we call ourselves. So there's McChord side and there's Lewis side. My husband is Army, so he works on the Lewis side. But you can be Army and live on the McChord side. And their housing is not enough for everybody, so everyone's kind of everywhere. But the McChord side is very nice, the Lewis side is very nice, but people always talk about how the Air Force side is better. So we lived there for our first 3 years. Actually, it's been almost 4 years. We also stabilized here for our son because he was going to end up being rudely abrupted from his senior year. He would have had to transfer out, and we didn't want that to happen. So by the time we leave Washington, we will be here a total of 7 years. But anyway, so we decided we'd just transfer. This will give everyone a fresh start. We need a new house anyways. Our house was also very old. It was like I think it was 1968 is when those houses were built. Now, of course, they've been, renovated a million times, but not really structurally changed. So the difference in the house, we actually just moved into a bigger, it's pretty much the same 4-bedroom, still 4-bedroom, but it has 2.5 baths, whereas my other one only had 2 bathrooms. That was a little tight. The bathrooms were designed for little people. They were not designed for a regular size human. And this house is about 500 maybe the square footage is about 500 more, I believe. But that's a big difference because just each space in this house is a little bit bigger. And there's a little bit more space in between, say, our space, my husband and I, and the boys, our kids. So that really was very helpful, a little more closets, and it is over on American Lake. Yes, we have a lake on the Lewis side, and yeah, it's beautiful. It's like a campsite, literally like a little resort. It's a beautiful lake. I'll take some pictures for you guys. But anyways, we are literally by a lake. I mean, it's beautiful, and there's open grounds, there's trails and places to walk. It's night and day difference. Again, we lived by the golf course on the McCord site, so it was beautiful. It was like you lived in a park, golf course, beautiful. But this is even better. We have got the lake. There's a lot of trails. But we're so happy that we did that because it's really given us a fresh start for everybody. So I just wanted to share that with you. But again, we found out in March that we were staying. So we put ourselves on a waiting list. Okay, the waiting list is a known thing, that it's horrendous, long waiting list, especially for the nicer, newer houses. So we put ourselves on the waiting list of March, April, May, June, no, it was probably maybe January, not even. So by the time we were on the list, it was probably February. Anyways, we were barely on the waiting list for 3 weeks. We were told that it was probably going to be anywhere from 6 months to a year before we would get a house. They called us in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. You guys, I literally wanted to tell them, wait, you cannot do this to me. I am no longer equipped to handle things that way. I need major notice. I literally wanted to say, I'm in perimenopause. I don't know if you know what that is, but I can't do that. I can't do that. So I'm not going to lie, you guys. I really struggled. We don't have the coping skills. We just cannot deal with that sudden change as easy as we did maybe in our 20s and our 30s, even our 40s, okay, partly. But I was so not prepared. And it was rough, guys. So again, they called us on March 13th and literally told us, okay, we've got a house for you. The only caveat is you have to move in 8 days. Again, I literally wanted to go crawl in a hole and cry, but we couldn't turn it down. And I don't want to sound ungrateful because this was a huge blessing. This was a huge miracle that we would get, a house that quickly. And the timing actually, even though it was so crazy fast, it was a really good time because my husband was about to have all this training events that he was going to be gone for, which would have made it very difficult for me to take a house by myself without him here, even though I could do it, but not in my condition. Not in my condition. Can you read me, ladies? Are you with me? So I really learned a lot that even though I think I did pretty well, I did probably have about 3 or 4 tantrums, which those were not pretty. But it was a lot. It was a lot because not only did we move into, a new house, but then you always have the other house to get ready. And we got the keys on Friday the 22nd and literally had until Sunday. And the keys had to be turned in 8:00 a.m. Monday morning, the old house. Those keys had to be turned in. So it was nuts. It was nuts, and I can't believe we did it, but we did it. And we're still getting settled. I think it's going to take us another year to really finally get settled. because it was such a rushed move. But yeah, I want to say that I'm proud of myself for actually getting through that. I never want to move again, but I know that's not realistic. But the good part is, I've got 3 years now, which we know that will fly. But hopefully I can, be more prepared for the next time. But anyways, that may put us at, after we leave here, since it'll be almost 7 years, we probably will only have 3 years left in the Army, God willing, before my husband retires. And so we might go to one more place after this, and then the Army journey will be over. But I wanted to share that with you guys because I really want to open up to you guys and be transparent as possible. And I think it's important to share what's happening in my life, because it always comes back to, how differently we deal with things and how challenging and how much more things affect us because of this perimenopause journey. So that's why I wanted to come and share. And again, I couldn't film, everything went down. Hopefully you like the new space. Please comment below. This is kind of the new space, guys. I'm just kind of using this wall. I put my screen back up, and I'm going to show, I'm sure you saw in the beginning footage, or I'll show you now on a little bit of the house. I'm not done yet, so, you hate to show the unfinished, progress, but I do, I'll show more if I can, if you guys want. Look out for my next video. We are discussing vaginal estrogen. I will see you there.